Destiny Hero Plasma, Aster Phoenix's Ace Destiny Hero card is an absolute house. Even Drytron mained this card before Fusion Destiny and Anaconda got hit. Stay tuned for a bonus tip towards the end of the video with this guy. Absolutely insane. D-Timer! Michael Bowden back again, aka Destiny Hero Mike. And welcome back to D-Time! We're here, baby. It's always D-Time. In more ways than one. I ain't forgot this time. And I just want to give a special thank you to you guys, once again, for getting D-Time to over 1,000 subscribers. His first over 1,000 subscribers. I'm still celebrating. It's an absolute blessing. So I absolutely really appreciate you guys. Also, yes, in case you are not aware yet, yes, there is finally a D-Time Discord. So go ahead and join for free. It's not going to be like locked behind a paywall or anything like that. You can talk about deck building strategies, duel requests, all sorts of different things, you know. Hang out, man, chill out, you know, have a good time, enjoy yourself. Just for like-minded individual hero players and everything like that that just want to get along and everything, you can do it all in the D-Time Discord. So go ahead, please. Go ahead, pop off that link in the description below. And on to today's series. Oh yeah, before we do that, if you're new here, smash that subscribe button and quit playing with it. It's D-Time, baby. You already know what time it is. But yes, on to the D-Series, Destiny Hero Plasma. Came out in the 2007 Plasma Tin, or Blue D. Yes, came out in the 2007 Plasma Tin, and I've been playing Destiny Hero monsters since Enemy of Justice, so I've been maining them since then, as long as I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And in case you want to know, no, I have not played anything else. I've only stuck with Hero in my entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Playing career, or whatever you want to call it. I've been playing nothing but Destiny Hero monsters. Some might call that bad, or good, whatever, but it's good for me, I'll tell you that. More D, the better. No. But yes, he is an absolute powerhouse. And I know a lot of hero players do not know how to utilize him right. I know that's a bold claim. I know that might even sound like an arrogant claim, but a lot of hero players actually do not know how to use him correctly. And I'm here to show you in today's format, because, you know, he's been around since 2007. He's been around since, like, literally around the GOAT format, where you would, you know, after the GOAT format, not too long before the GOAT format, you would use Scapegoat and then Tribute 3, boom, there goes your Plasma. The format was still slow enough to like feel like it was in the GOAT format at that time. It was a little faster because yeah, Stratos and everything by then, but it still wasn't as crazy as it is now. But you know, his use has changed. Even before Nibiru, now he's gotten a lot weaker because Nibiru. But now I want to show you how to use Plasma properly post Nibiru, and stay tuned because you absolutely want to see a bonus tip that a lot of hero players do not think about in terms of Destiny Hero Plasma, and we're going to go ahead and get into that and go over it. Destiny Hero Plasma, yes, this Plasma is from the Speed Duel. So yeah, I love the Tin Can one. I have two of them from way back then. But the Speed Duel is just some of the Speed Duels. It's like an updated secret, and I love it. And speaking of updated secrets, yes, you can get your Speed Duel Plasma at VersusTCG.com. Enter code DTime5 for 5% off. So yeah, go ahead and give them a visit. And leave a like for this video because I'm about to show you guys some sauce. And let's go and get into the stats. Obviously, 1900 attack power, 600 defense, but obviously that's somewhat considering that weak, but no, that's pretty good considering his effect is you have to tribute 3 monsters to special summon him. There's no other way, shape, or form to bring him out. You cannot Monster Reborn this guy either, so he's very similar to the Elemental Hero Fusions. When they are fusion summoned, you cannot reborn him in any way, shape, or form. So that's good, so that the opponent cannot use that against you, because that will be a problem if they can Monster Reborn him or use the Dark Charmer or something like that. That wouldn't be good news. And you're looking at your own Plasma, who's a walking skill drain. And his first effect is, as long as he's face up on the field, this effect is not an activation effect. It's just a continuous effect. So even if they were to chain to his summon, like a monster, that monster's effect would resolve negate it. And so as long as he's face up on the field, negate all monster one-sided, negate all monster effects your opponent controls. And also, once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls and equip that monster to this card, and he gains half of the attack of that equipped monster, and max only one. You can only have one monster equipped to a max. And you can also steal face down cards too. He can also equip face down cards, which is cool, but he will not gain the face down cards attack, face down monsters attack power. So that's just pretty much the ins and outs of Plasma. And like I was saying earlier, the Rock kills him. Okay, there's no worse feeling where you already sacrificed 3 of your monsters to have your Plasma wiped off by Nibiru. So Plasma was killing things before, was the answer to almost everything before Nibiru came out, and now that Nibiru's out, it's a lot more risky to summon this guy. Yes, very powerful card, but I'm going to show you how, what happens and the way you're supposed to use Plasma in this format post Nibiru. And I'm going to show you how your board is going to be looking like this, okay? Instead of like this, with the Nibiru token on your side of the field and him in the graveyard, it's going to be looking like this, okay? I promise you, okay? So let's go right ahead and get into it. Alright, so a common hand is something like a Stratos and a Malicious, very common. I'm going to show you guys just a 2-card example, okay? That you guys should be able to do. All hero players should be able to do this. DPE is pretty cheap. So just a common example. Obviously it's not like, and this is optimal by the way. It's not like hero full combos, it's just an example for Destiny Hero Plasma here, that case point that I'm making. So we go ahead and start with Normal Summon Stratos. Go ahead and Normal Summon Stratos effect. Go ahead and add our Ferris from deck to hand. The next thing we do is we use our Ferris to pitch Malicious into the graveyard for cost, special summon the Ferris. Ferris effect activate. Go ahead and get our increase to the back row, from the deck to the back row. Then we use our increase, tribute our Stratos for cost, and we summon our increase, and increase goes to special summon our Vion. And when Vion is summoned, Vion sends a hero monster from deck to the graveyard, which he will do that right now. He's going to go ahead and send off our Shadow Mist, so you guys can see that clearly. And then our Shadow Mist effect pops off to go add a hero from deck to hand, and we're going to go add our Destiny Hero Denier, okay? And the next thing we do is we're going to use our Vision Hero to banish a hero from graveyard. So since we already popped off the Shadow Mist this turn, let's go ahead and banish that from the graveyard to add our Miracle Fusion from deck to hand. Okay, and the next thing we do is we link off, say a Vion and an increase to bring out our Extra Hero Wonder Driver. You're gonna see why in a minute. I'm gonna show you why in just a minute. So our Wonder Driver, and then the next thing we do here is we're going to use our Malicious for free, and we're going to go ahead and summon our second Malicious, and then we go ahead and Polymerization, and we're going to go ahead and fuse our Malicious and our Denier to bring out our DPE, and Polymerization goes to the graveyard, and now Chain Link 1, Wonder Driver sets the Polymerization from graveyard to spell a trap card zone. And now the next thing we do here is we link these two off. See, now we have a Polymerization for options if we want to, because you see we have a Denier here for options and a Malicious. So it's just for options. It's for options' sake. Always get yourself a free Polymerization back. Why not? It's not going to hurt. Again, this is a 2-card combo, so we're not showing the full scale of the hand. You know, we're not showing things like the Liquid Soldier and things like that. So I just wanted to stop and really explain why I did the Wonder Driver, because obviously I should have access to something like a Wonder Driver or something like that, or if I want to bring out a Sunrise, two different attributes. But again, this is just a 2-card example. So before you, hey, that's not optimal, that's not optimal, calm down. It's just you always want to have options with your second set Polymerization. So next thing we do is we link off the Wonder Driver and Ferris, and we go ahead and bring out our Cross Crusader. And our Cross Crusader's on summon effect goes ahead and special summons our Destiny Hero Denier. And Destiny Hero Denier's effect, since now we're not using the once per duel effect, we can still use his special on summon effect to target our banished Malicious and place it to the top of the deck. and then we go ahead and use Cross Crusader effect to tribute the Denier, and we're gonna go ahead and add our Plasma from deck to hand. Okay, so now we have a Plasma. All right, and now that was just a 2-card setup. Okay, so let's say maybe they feel like we have a mass change or something set as well. But obviously it's not a full hand that we're working with, and so we attempt to go to end phase. They're like, okay, yeah, screw it, let's go ahead and now it will be a big mistake to drop Nibiru. Be a big mistake, but they kind of have to. For example, they may have a Dark Angel on their side of the field, or let's say that they don't want to, they're afraid to get hit by a Dark Law with your Dark Monster on, your extra Dark Monster on the field. So they do have a reason to do it. Either the Dark Angel that's on their side of the field, or the potential, you know, extra mass change target with the Cross Crusader. So they're gonna have to use Nibiru here. But now they're playing into Plasma. See, instead of Plasma playing into Nibiru, you have your Nibiru playing into Plasma. So here's what happens before you go to end phase. Here's the interaction. They go Nibiru. It happens all the time. You can also look at my tournament video. This happens all the time. This is very realistic. So any doubters or naysayers, go watch my tournament video, and that should quiet you right there. This is serious stuff. So then we chain Plasma, whether they have if they have the Effect Veiler or the Infinite Impermanence on the DPE, don't worry. It's sacky, yes, but do not worry about that, because they still play into Plasma no matter what. So let's say that they don't, and let's, you know, Plasma or the DPE pops himself, and you want to pop your Cross Crusader, and you're going to get your token, and your token's going to come out at 0. Now they have a Nibiru on their side of the field. So what do you want to do next? Oh, and you activate your DPE effect. And if they don't, it doesn't matter. If they have like a Veiler on top of that and an Imperm to chain to the DPE, don't worry. Here's what happens: DPE activate the once per duel effect. There's no effect to, you know, you don't need to activate his on summon effect because there's only once per duel. And you use a Malicious, banish that from the graveyard, go ahead and special summon it. Now you have 3 monsters, including the token. You don't have to just tribute monsters only, you can also tribute tokens. Remember, Scapegoat, right? Like I mentioned Scapegoat earlier in this video. So tribute these 3, and go ahead and bring out your Destiny Hero Plasma, and then you use your Destiny Hero Plasma to equip the Nibiru, and that's how they played around it. And depending on if they had a Veiler or not, which normally they don't, they're not that sacky, normally they're not, you also have a DPE coming back on top of that. So it's a very impressive board. You still have that extra polymerization depending on the rest of your hand as well. So it's really good. It's really good. And that's how you force Nibiru to play into your Plasma, not the other way around. You want to be you do not shotgun a Plasma until after they've used their resources. That's the way Plasma is supposed to be used. This format and going forward, as long as this is a card, this is the way you have to use Plasma. It's absolutely essential. As long as this is being played, until it stops being played or whatever, which is very hard to imagine. And now let's go into the bonus tip. Bonus tip for Destiny Hero Plasma and D-Force. Now you guys know that D-Force is insane, should have resolved, and they don't have an out for it. D-Force is disgusting. I made a video on it, but the one tip that I did not share in that video, because I wanted to save it for Plasma's video, is that D-Force and Plasma, if you remember, and like I mentioned Drytron in the previous, earlier in the intro, is that Plasma and D-Force, even though they're not hero cards, technically these are not hero cards. These can be played in any deck. They are not hero cards. So if a player wanted to, say they can, like if a Drytron deck wanted to, they can splash in 3 D-Forces, 1 Plasma. This is an actual package. You can put this in any kind of variant that spams monsters, and maybe let's say it doesn't use extra decks. This is not, these guys are technically not hero deck cards. And the anime, the Plasma and D-Force, these were not in hero decks. And they just abused, it was just basically Plasma Turbo deck. And they abused bringing out Plasma and all his power. It wasn't even in a hero deck. It wasn't until Aster obtained it, it became a hero card. Another fun fact, the Grand Jupiter, Plasma is based off the Grand Jupiter, which is a warrior card. Very similar effect. Now, it's really bad in comparison to Plasma, but yes, very similar effect, very similar requirements to bring him out. Except Plasma is also a freaking skill drain, a walking skill drain, one-sided skill drain. So yes, if you want to play something that is non-hero, but you still love to use heroes or something like that, what's a viable option is to tech in three D-Forces and 1 Plasma, because the D-Force is going to recycle Plasma, and multiple D-Forces stack on each other. So this tip, a lot of players don't think about. Yes, you can stack it into a non-hero card, because heroes have always been splashed into non-hero decks. So they've always been like, you know, obviously the Dasher, the Celestial, even way back to Disc Commander and Destiny Hero Diamond Dude in non-hero decks. So yes, go ahead and give this a try. It's just something to think about. And that's gonna do it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope it was very informative. If it was, smash that like button and go ahead and subscribe, and go ahead and visit your boys versus.tcg.com. Get that 5% discount off, code DTime5, and join that Discord link. I am telling you, discuss it there. See how you feel about it there, and comment. Please feel free to comment. So I love you guys. Be safe out there. See y'all in the next one.